The following program is rated A for
awesome!
What's up, guys? Welcome to Rusty and Billy's Wrestling Adventure. I'm sure you noticed we're a little bit later this week than we normally post, but you know, we talk about all the time. Life does its thing, and so better late than never. But we do have a lot to talk about because we've got all the Backlash fallout. I've got a few things I would like to say about what's going on between Backlash and Monday Night Raw. I'm going to try to save my rant for more towards the end when we break down.
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah.
getting ready. I was getting ready already.
Well, I say that because if I get off into the Roman Reigns Fatu thing, that the whole show will be Roman Reigns and Fatu, and there's plenty of other stuff that happened.
Yeah.
So I do want to jump in, man, because we had talked about the Iyo Sky Asuka match.
Yeah.
And obviously it didn't disappoint.
Not at all.
Freaking phenomenal match.
It was great. Yep.
If you are a wrestling fan, like, take the characters out. You know, whether you like the person, don't like the person, remove all that. If you were a fan of the art of wrestling, that was the match.
Yep.
Beautiful match. But I think we were all caught off guard at the end.
Yeah.
Asuka embracing Iyo Sky, you could tell it was raw emotion. And I'm not gonna lie, man. At first, I was like, "God, please don't be fake. Please don't be fake. Please don't be fake. Like, please don't hug her and then turn around and like chop her in the neck or something." You know, like
chop her in the neck.
Well, you know, because she does that spinning elbow thing where she
hits
them, you know.
Yeah.
And so I was like, man, please don't do that. You know, like I'm hoping this is real, but I was hoping it was real so that just a face turn for Asuka.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like Asuka's going to be taking some time off, which, you know, she's been around a while. If anybody's earned it, she has in that women's division.
Yep.
But man, it was so cool to see that real raw emotion there. I wonder if creative knew after the match that was going to happen, or if that was just kind of a spontaneous like embrace, but nonetheless, man, it was an awesome thing to see.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the right people knew for that to take place. Yeah, I didn't think it was fake at all. I mean, in the lead up to the match, I mean, gosh, how hateful and just villainous and vile Asuka has been to not only Iyo but Kairi as well. And Kairi's not here to defend herself anymore. But I mean, you know, on Raw, the Raw before, they had that sit down face to face, and Asuka missed Iyo around the face. And how many times has she done that? That's about as vicious and vile as you can get. The stuff burns your eyes, and it does some damage. So that's not something you do to someone that you love or care about, or that's, you know. But anyways, you know, the match was phenomenal. Iyo Sky is arguably the best wrestler in the world today, and has been for quite some time. I would love to have an argument against that. You may not get an argument against that. Asuka is one of the greatest of all time in WWE. I mean, gosh, she debuted in NXT in 2015. Was completely undefeated her entire run in NXT. She left NXT as NXT Women's Champion. They had to advocate the title to go to Raw in 2017. So 15, 16, 17, all the way undefeated. Asuka did not experience a loss until WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans to Charlotte Flair, and that was 2018. The bulk of 3 years undefeated between NXT, Raw, SmackDown. That incredible. And gosh almighty, Asuka's been at the tippy top her entire run. Yeah. I mean, just no slope whatsoever.
She's always been a main player in the women's division, rightfully so. I mean, even, you know, a lot of times like wrestlers with thick accents, sometimes it feels like there's a gap between them and the audience. Like Julia, for example.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there's a gap between Julia and the audience because of the language barrier and the really thick accent when she speaks English. Asuka just always found a way around that, and I think it's the dynamics of her character.
Yeah.
You know, and if you look at how her character's evolved over time, it really hasn't been drastic changes. It's just been little subtleties here and there.
Yep.
With maybe the makeup, and maybe she
Yeah.
would have more drastic makeup, later on in her career. But
Mhm.
but she always found a way to connect with the fans, whether she was face or heel.
Mhm.
Even with that language barrier. And I love how WWE didn't try to force feed the English version of it. They just said, you know what, let's just do subtitles.
Yeah.
Let them go at it in their native tongue, and let's throw the subtitles out there,
Yeah.
because it makes it more authentic. It
That's
makes it
exactly
more
what I
real.
was going to say. The word authentic. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. With Asuka, there's been evolution as time goes on, year after year after year. There have been subtle just changes and kind of evolutions to her character, her persona. Um, added. The mist.
Mhm.
When she became heel, and changed the makeup up. She wore a clown-ish type of face paint back in her days in Japan, and it looked sick. And fans got sight of that. And when she was out injured and was ready for the comeback, it's like, oh, okay, it'd be so cool if Asuka came back and wore that and had that persona, and she did at that Royal Rumble.
Because when she first came up, I think she did like the line across the face,
Yeah.
like it was just subtle stuff. It wasn't
Some stuff in
anything.
the eyes sometimes, minimal
Yeah.
stuff, yeah. Um, and I always had colored hair and stuff like that. Um, but was um, just that, and there have been like subtle changes over the course of her career. And she stayed authentic. Even when like she'd be on commentary, I remember it's probably back in the PC era, back when COVID shut everything down. She'd be on commentary and she would just go off in Japanese,
Yeah.
rolling her R's and whatever she's
Yeah.
saying, and it came off hilarious.
Yeah.
I wanted Oscar. I loved Oscar on commentary
Yeah. Yeah.
because it sounded.
Even if you didn't understand what she was saying, like,
And
she was great.
I don't think you were meant to understand it.
No.
It just came off funny. Like it was great. Like that added on to her character another layer. She's just little layers over time. Like there's been evolution. So. I mean, like I said, no slope in her career whatsoever, in her career evolution at all. She's always stayed at the tippy top and maintained it and made subtle changes throughout the years. And I mean, my gosh, I mean, no one this day and age and hardly before, or since can say they've been undefeated for 3 years
Yeah.
coming in the WWE. I mean, Goldberg, they made a big to-do about when Asuka passed Goldberg's undefeated streak. I think Goldberg was kind of hot about it,
Yeah.
but nonetheless, she passed him. So yeah, I mean, Asuka, surefire Hall of Famer. I mean, I was there when she won the NXT Women's Championship, Takeover Dallas. I was there.
Well, let me ask you this impromptu question. What's your favorite Oscar moment?
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna say probably that Royal Rumble when she came back and had the clown
Yeah.
that evil looking
a good one.
clown face paint. Just that, because we were kind of like fingers crossed if Asuka shows back up in
Yeah.
this Royal Rumble that she has that. She undid the mask and there it was, and the crowd's like, yes, probably that.
That's a great one. I think one of my favorite moments was when she won Money in the Bank and then came out on Raw, and she had no idea. This was what made this moment so special, was that she didn't know what was happening. Becky Lynch comes out. Becky's the champion, and she comes out there, and Becky's doing her little talk, and then she's like, basically just told her, this isn't an opportunity anymore. This Money in the Bank isn't an opportunity. You're the champion. You be the champ. I'm going to go be a mom, and
Yeah,
and that was another one of those genuine raw emotion
yeah,
moments with Asuka that, to me, just it's one of my favorite Asuka moments, because you saw the realness there. And it makes me think, like, in this business where outcomes are predetermined,
hmm
for them to still have the real emotion like that about being a champion, that's something. Because
yeah,
sometimes you think, how do you get up for it when, like, after the match, when you win it, is it really that emotional, because you knew you were going to win? Or like when you're walking out, how do you keep that same hype and energy when you're walking out and losing the title that night? But in that moment, like, the element of surprise on her, it was just such a genuine moment, and it's up there as one of my favorites for
Yeah,
her.
I remember that well. Who could ever forget that? Yeah,
Yeah,
that was the Money in the Bank ladder match. It took place at WWE
at
headquarters
headquarters.
at the time. This
Yeah,
was when COVID shut everything down, so this was the PC era.
yeah.
They had Money in the Bank ladder matches at, I believe the men's and women's were going on simultaneously at the WWE headquarters, and they actually had the ring and the Money in the Bank briefcases suspended high above, but it was on the roof of the headquarters, so way, way, way up, man. I
It was
remember.
actually cool, man. Like it was cool.
I do remember Baron Corbin throwing Ray off the roof though, and being like,
Yeah,
"Oh my God, what?" So yeah, that was obviously Ray's fine. That's,
yeah.
but I mean, I mean, also climbing up and you're on a ladder holding up the briefcase, and you can literally see over the skyline of Stamford, Connecticut, because you're on the freaking headquarters. Like,
I mean,
my
think about the
gosh,
wind
what a
conditions up there. Like
yeah!
anytime you're at that elevation, like you've got wind to factor in.
It's like, huh. Um, and then the next night on Raw, Money in the Bank briefcase right there. She opens it up, and instead of the contract, it's the Raw Women's, it's the
Yeah,
the Raw Women's Championship that Becky held at the time, and they were rivals at the time too,
yeah.
like bitter rivals. And so, and Becky was just like,
I mean,
"If you gonna be a champion, I'll go be your
a
mother."
lot of us were looking forward
Yeah,
to that rivalry, that watching all that unfold, the back and forth there, but instead we got a moment in time that
yeah.
you can't duplicate. Like you can't replicate that. Like that was genuine and authentic, and it was an awesome moment. Um, so I don't know what the future holds for Asuka. I don't think from what I've read and from what I've seen, it's not retirement. I think she's just taking some time away. You know,
Well, I don't know. I don't know if Asuka knows. I don't know if there's something going
yeah,
on back in Japan that she has to tend to, or if it's going to take her away completely. I
yeah,
don't know. We kind of don't know. All they've said officially is that Asuka's future is up in the air.
yeah.
That's all they've said officially. So,
We can
um,
only hope that it's not a permanent thing. Maybe
yeah,
it's just some time away to kind of renew her mind and body, and you know what I'm saying, like
yeah.
spend some time with family, and then
Because Asuka is a mom, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah,
So needs to do that for sure. So, and even if it is the end, gosh, what a career, what a run, Hall of Fame worthy, no doubt about
I
it.
think I think I hope it's not the end, just from the standpoint of
Right?
I want a proper goodbye, like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
proper announcement, not
Yeah,
just
not her just wheeling her suitcase out the
right,
door. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right. So
Absolutely.
so hopefully more news to come there in the future. I don't anticipate hearing anything for a while, but I mean,
Mhm.
Royal Rumble time comes around, you never know.
She won the first ever
You know,
Women's Royal Rumble, by the way. So I
yeah,
mean, there's that. That probably puts you in the Hall of Fame alone, I would say.
yeah. I mean, she's Hall of Fame.
But
She's
I mean,
Hall
even
of
without
Fame.
that, she's gosh almighty.
Yeah,
I mean,
her resume speaks for itself.
hmm,
But
hmm.
moving on, more from Backlash, we had the Trick Williams Sami Zayn match. A pretty good match. Pretty good
The
match.
gingerbread man lives.
The
He sat
gingerbread
up out
man
of the casket
lives.
on Friday Night SmackDown. It was
Yeah.
little Yachty in the gingerbread man outfit. Sat up from the casket.
What's funny about that is like if you watch like people's videos, like during that whole monologue and segment, people were leaving,
I know.
which I get it.
Uh,
It was like, this is so stupid. But then when the gingerbread man pulled an Undertaker and sat straight up, you're like, oh god, Yachty's in the costume. Yachty's in
was
the
Yachty.
costume. And it saved it, man, because
Yeah.
the gingerbread thing was a little, but
The photos where he's at all these key moments in WWE history. He was there when the streak ended. I was there when the streak ended. I
yeah,
don't remember seeing the gingerbread man there.
yeah,
I know the guy in the front row who's doing this. You see him all the time. His name's Ellis. I actually have met him and I've talked to him. Um, so but I mean, I didn't see the gingerbread man there.
no,
I don't remember seeing the gingerbread man. Um, he wasn't in the ring when Cody finished the story at WrestleMania. Definitely. He wasn't there when Stone Cold got, taken away in handcuffs. All these other moments that they just, Kurt Angle's Milkomania, the milk truck incident. I
yeah,
mean, all this also hilarious, great stuff. Um, the funniest thing was when they showed where Punk returned at Survivor Series, and he's at a home streaming, going like, "Oh my God!" The gingerbread man, like. That was great.
So what do you think is next as far as the United States title, Trick Williams and Sami Zayn? Where do you think we go from here?
I think we're going to see Sammy crash out fully for sure, and I
Yeah.
think Sammy tries to keep at it. That's kind of what I think. And it could be this Friday night on SmackDown, or it could be, Carmelo Hayes might find his way back in that title picture. Ilya Dragunov is from on the outside looking in as well.
Well,
Could be somebody like Ricky Saints that just showed up on SmackDown too. So
I mean, you mentioned that, and I think that's something to talk about is all this talent that because we talked about it a little bit going into WrestleMania, the people that just all of a sudden kind of push to the side. Where are they at now? Because you go into Backlash, you haven't really seen much of these people, if any. You know, and Mello seemed to be getting a push, but
mhm.
so I mean, you've got to hope that some of these players are going to be brought back into the picture.
I just thought of somebody we haven't seen since WrestleMania that I remember anyway. Haven't seen LA Knight in a little bit.
Well, I was going to get to LA Knight here in a little
We've
bit.
had people showing up on different brands here.
I'm actually gonna get to LA Knight when I get into the Roman Reigns Fatu thing because I feel like man, I just we say it all the time, but LA Knight's just getting the shaft, dude. So I'm gonna put a pin in LA Knight for now. Don't let me forget because I want to talk about him in a little bit.
Yeah,
I've got some beef with what's going on in the title picture, and I want to talk about that in a little bit.
beef.
But I am glad to see that the United States Open Challenge is stopping. I like what Trick is saying about that, about he wants it to be a prestigious title, not just to turn on SmackDown and see it every week. I do like to see titles defended.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
so while I do respect those that do the open challenge and you're putting the title on the line, I do agree with what Trick was saying about I want to make this more prestigious. I want people to have to earn that shot at
right.
this championship. I want this championship to elevate and mean something. And I think he's the right guy for that. I think between his character, his charisma, just everything he's got going on, I think he's the right guy to do that. And I think we will see a trilogy. I think we'll see a third match with him and Sammy. Um, personally, I would like to see Trick dominated a little more. I did feel like he was a little more on the right side of things throughout the match. WrestleMania, I felt like he got his butt kicked the whole time, and then all of a sudden he hit a couple moves and won.
Yeah, kind of
But
did.
but we've talked about how the whole WrestleMania card kind of felt like that every match, and so I'm gonna attribute that more to that, because I thought the Backlash match was more of Backlash match was a little more of what you normally see with the back and forth.
Hmm.
Both guys getting some momentum, then coming back and
Yeah. I don't know, we'll say though, Little Yachty recovered very well from that haluva kick he took
yeah.
at Backlash as well.
Listen, I've been impressed with
He
Lil
just
Yachty.
we just got in the ring and just was shooting off dollar bills like as if nothing, as if he didn't just get his teeth
Yeah.
kicked in.
I'm
But anyway,
not I'm not just huge on a lot of like celebrity engagement. Like I don't mind seeing them a little bit, but it a lot of times you see them and it's just not very good quality. Yachty just plugs right in, man. Like
yeah,
he fits in. Like he's a WWE guy, which
yeah,
which he'll say he's a WWE guy. Like
yes,
he's a huge fan. He's not just a celebrity that they pulled in. Like he's followed WWE,
yeah,
but he fits right in, especially with Trick. He's the perfect manager for a guy like Trick, because Trick don't need a mouthpiece. Like he don't need a
no,
Paul Heyman.
no, he
You know
don't
what
need
I'm
a
saying? He
mouthpiece
don't he
for
don't
sure.
need a Heyman, but he's just that perfect complementary piece to a Trick Williams, and I've
Yeah,
enjoyed it. When he first came out with him, I was like, oh God, here we go. But every week, man, I've been impressed with his work, and
yeah.
I've enjoyed it.
No, you can tell he's a lifelong fan, a true fan,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he's been in the crowd. He'd be in the crowd as a fan anyway, because every other week he's in the crowd as a
yeah,
fan,
yeah,
no matter where they're at. So
yeah.
it's like you might as well hire him. You
Might
might
as
as well put
well.
him on the
Might as
payroll,
well.
and you might as well give him a good spot like this. Like you might as well.
Might as well.
He's hecka talented. I mean, he fits Trick Williams like hand in glove. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just right there. It's like
Perfect pairing.
you know. I don't know if I should call him the new Sapphire or not. It just reminds me of back in the day when that woman kept showing up wearing polka dots, cheering on Dusty Rhodes back in the day, and that was Sapphire. And
Yeah.
then it didn't take too long for Dusty to be like, "Come on up here, baby. You gonna manage the American Dream with these polka dots on my big honey and babies?" And there Sapphire was. So
Yeah.
is that the first Dusty impression I've ever done on the show?
I think it may be. I don't think I remember another one.
Rate me on a scale of 1 to 10 on my Dusty impression.
I mean, I'm impressed with it. I like
You
it.
go rate me, babies. Dive it in color and in public if you will. And don't be booing my son Cody. I'm gonna whoop all y'all down here from heaven.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
But so we'll see what happens on SmackDown this week. I anticipate seeing more from Sammy. I'm with you. I think we're going to have a full blown crash out at some point with Sammy
Yeah.
in the very near future. Because I noticed during the match when they were booing him, he's looking up and he's like what do y'all want from me? Like,
It's like, I can't find a water bottle right now.
Yeah.
Like, keep your water bottle safe, kids.
Yeah.
Like,
so I like that you were starting to see him, like, even in the match, question like why the fan, like, what's up with you fans? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so you're seeing it. I think it's about to that cup's about to fall over. It's about to spill out. We're going to see the full fledged meltdown.
and it's going to be memorable winning if it happens.
It is. It is.
It's going to be epic.
It'll be big.
It'll be a crime scene.
Yeah.
It should be anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Let's see what else.
Breakker and Rollins.
Man, I'll tell you what, Bron Breakker is willing to kill a man. I'll just tell you.
Bron Breakker's matches, they are like the word reckless abandon.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
he wrestles with reckless abandon. Like,
As he should, frankly.
but what I like about Seth is Seth matches that energy. Like, Seth, we talk about perfect pairings, and you know, if you watch boxing, they say styles make fights. You know, you talk about the ability to adapt to a fighter's style. I don't know if there's a better pairing for such a feud with Bron Breakker than Seth Rollins, because Rollins does have a way of kind of getting to the level of his opponent. So he's able to really match that intensity that Bron Breakker brings, and it's been an enjoyable feud.
Yeah. And I don't think it's done yet.
No.
But yeah, I was kind of hoping Braun would get the win over Seth. I was kind of hoping just because I think Braun needed it.
Yeah.
After all this, Braun got it.
Well, my question, if he doesn't get it, is well, where do you go with him now if he loses?
What's all this for?
Yeah. So,
and you don't see Seth Rollins like come out on like the, like the post shows and stuff like that very often. I don't remember the last time he did actually.
Not after a loss.
Yeah, that, even Corey Graves was like, I didn't expect to see you here, and he comes out just wearing his Seth Rollins gear that you can get at WWE Shop, and it's just like, well, guys, I'm 40 or 40 something or whatever. He's like, I don't know, if my better days are behind me or ahead of me, and just starts kind of talking like, well, I'm getting old all of a sudden. Like, I didn't think that, but I don't know. Who knows?
But there is something kind of brewing with them, because we've had on Raw, we've had the Street Profits, coming out dealing with the Vision, and Seth Rollins is coming out, and then on Monday night, Seth coming out there, seeming like he's with the Street Profits. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I want to help y'all take them out. But the Street Profits weren't real accepting of that.
Well, the thing is Seth Rollins has done all this stuff, and it's hard for anybody to trust him. That's kind of the
kind
theme.
of like what happened with the Usos with the Bloodline.
It's just kind of the theme. Like, they're saying, like, this is the bed that Seth made. He has to lay in it, and that's what Seth himself has said. That's the theme. It's like nobody wants to or feels like they can trust Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. I get it. So, I think eventually Seth will have some help, though. Maybe the Profits, maybe somebody else. The World Tag Team Championships are finally getting defended. It's going to be Saturday night's main event, which is I think it's actually next weekend, if I'm not mistaken. So that's Logan Paul and Austin Theory against the Street Profits. So, first match for the Street Profits in forever. Actually, they had a match last week. My bad.
First title match though.
First title match in forever,
Title
for sure. And first title defense of those titles in quite some time as well. Since I'm pretty sure since Paul and Theory won them in Madison Square Garden.
Man.
And we can blame Show Speed and Danhausen's curse for that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's going on.
I think we're seeing the end of the vision. I really do, just because I think the Profits win the titles, and if not at Saturday Night Main Event, it'll be at the next PLE. It'll be built for that, but because we keep having this Austin Theory, Maxine Dupree stuff.
She was in the vehicle Monday night, and it was a clear camera shot of it. That wasn't in the background this time. She was just sitting there on her phone.
Right. So they're cooking something up there.
It's been in the background for weeks.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Theory is just trying to holler at her, or if there's something cooking with Maxine Dupree that maybe maybe some Paul Heyman sees something in her. Maybe she just wants to go a different direction in her career and dump Otis and Tozawa. I don't know. We'll see.
Does she pull Theory there, or does she come to the Vision? You know, I think we're going to get an answer to that pretty soon. Because, like you said, now it's gone from being in the background to now we've got a clear shot. Like there's no missing it. Like, you know, the other stuff has just been, hey, did you see that back there? Did you see them in the background? Now it's like, bam, there it is, right in your face. So, I'm looking forward to that. There's one other match besides the Roman match that we're missing from Backlash.
You mean you forgot the other match? Then you are cursed.
How did I forget Danhausen? Oh my God. Yes. So, God, shame on me for forgetting that, because so all this build up about a mystery partner.
Yeah.
And we're like hoping for this, hoping for this, hoping for this, hoping for this. And
had a cloning machine on SmackDown.
On SmackDown, he had the cloning machine.
Trying to clone himself to be his tag team partner.
And then a freaking Minihausen comes out.
Minihausen out of the cloning machine is his tag team partner. A Minihausen.
But I've seen a lot of discussion online both ways about the whole thing. Some people love it, some people hate it and think it's a disgrace. Personally, I love it, man. Like everything doesn't have to be serious.
Yeah, it fits him.
It fits him. The match was entertaining. Like, he's good in the ring.
Yes.
Like, what's the problem? What's the problem?
And Minihausen looked a little familiar to me, just in his movements, his mannerisms. And sure enough, if you remember El Torito from back in the day, that was with Los Matadores. It was him that played Minihausen.
Yeah.
So, yes. So it was good to see him back. Kit Wilson threw Minihausen back into the cloning machine, and the cloning machine kicked off once more, and out came 5 or 6 more Minihausens.
And then
from WrestleMania.
And then the after show was hilarious, because Danhausen and they all come out, and he's like, "5s or 10s, 5s or 10s or 20s," like tell them to steal their money, man. Like, dude, it's freaking comedic gold. If you don't like Danhausen, I just have to question what's wrong with you, man. Because I freaking love Danhausen.
Yeah. And then on the WWE Now Backlash Recap, the podcast they had Danhausen on there with Sam and Megan, and Danhausen's just he put over the Asuka Iyo match. He's like, they're probably the 2 best in WWE right now. Let me just say that real quick. But he's like, I like where I get everybody else to do the work, and I do as little as possible, and then I come in and I go boom, and that's all done. It's cracked me up the way he said that. That's pretty much what happened.
Hilarious, man. Like, it doesn't matter what he says, it's funny.
Yeah.
Like, he can say anything and it's funny. So I can't wait to see SmackDown this weekend, this Friday night. Just the reaction from Kit and Miz, and we're going to get more great content from Danhausen.
Yeah.
Before I get into the main event and the whole Roman Fatu thing, I did just want to kind of touch on Backlash as a whole. Now, of course, we still had the million commercial breaks. But I mean, as long as ESPN and TKO are involved, you're just going to have to accept that that's going to be part of it. Unfortunately, as much as I hate it.
I did see today that O'Shea Jackson Jr. actually told Triple H and Stephanie to their faces, like, about WrestleMania, way too many ads, unwatchable, and they agreed. They're
Yeah,
just trying to find different placement for them all. So
yeah.
there's that. But continue.
Hopefully, it will never be as bad as WrestleMania was again. But they were showing. I saw the statistic of the match times again, and the match times were much better for Backlash. There were less matches, obviously, but the match times were better. It didn't make the commercial seem as bad because you had longer matches. They didn't feel rushed through, because it was almost like we were just using matches as filler to get to the next commercial at WrestleMania.
Kind of did, yeah.
Like that's what it felt like to me as a viewer. Backlash felt a little more balanced. Um, I would still love. I miss the days already of the PLE that was all wrestling.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I mean, with the way with it being a corporate program now, and with big companies like ESPN being involved, I don't know that we'll ever get those days back unless WWE pulls a rabbit out of the hat one day and brings back the WWE network, which I think we beat that dead horse all the time and say we want that so bad, like I would give anything.
Well, this Club WWE thing, part of the advertisement for that is premium content.
Yeah,
Maybe that's part of it. Hopefully, my gosh, it
hopefully,
would be tremendous.
hopefully. I signed up,
I'm gonna
so
be a founding member anyway. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So,
um,
but
but I mean, yeah. Not only that, man, but like the individual PLE like entrance stages and setups. I miss
yeah,
those and have missed those for a
yeah,
very, very, very long time. I'm sick of seeing the same stage every week,
yeah,
every show,
yeah.
the same setup.
That was part of
Oh,
the excitement of the PLE was, man, I
the
can't
the,
wait to see the
the
stage.
difference, the lure, it's a different show. This is different than Raw, different
Mhm.
than SmackDown. This is different than any other show you're going to see. This is a one-time only setup, entrance setup, entrance stage. Yeah, that was part of the attraction, and that hasn't been a thing for since the WWE Network launched.
I
Quite
mean,
frankly,
honestly, right now, like between Raw, SmackDown, and PLE, there's such
except for
little
WrestleMania.
difference. Yeah,
Yeah,
other than WrestleMania, there's not really a difference, man. Like, and it's
I actually like when they use like the arena's natural own like entrance
mm,
tunnel. They just put some graphics up by it, and they don't do anything really big or special with it. But they use that instead, and
yeah,
you just have the crowd surrounding it. It's kind of old school, kind of a
well,
throwback,
like the
and it
old
just
school MSG, like the
yeah,
matches in MSG, like the Rumble matches where
yeah.
like they were on the camera view side
Yeah, that
and
aisle
it
doesn't
shot.
exist anymore
Yeah,
because they remodeled it in 20 teens
yeah.
sometime. So that doesn't exist anymore. I miss that so much. I
Well,
love that camera shot.
that was that was something that was just special to MSG. So
Yeah,
like when you
yeah,
saw that shot, you didn't have to wonder where that event was at. You
yeah,
knew that was Madison Square Garden.
yeah.
And so, but I mean, like I miss the days where SmackDown had its own stage, Raw had its own stage.
Yes, yes,
Completely different setups, and I
yes,
don't know. Now they've just streamlined everything so much, and everything's lost its. I don't know what the word is exactly that I'm looking for, but it's just it's its own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, yeah,
I just want to see a little more of that. Like I remember like the TLC where they had all the chairs hanging,
yeah.
like rows of chairs hanging.
And ladders and chairs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like different
and
stuff like
tables.
that.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, my family is asking for my Wendy's order. I have to send this.
You go right ahead. That big red-headed beauty. She can't wait.
Yeah, Wendy's is
Under,
my place.
understood. Baconator. Um, yeah, I miss. And they had the SmackDown Fist since from '01 to '08. They had that set for a very, very long time. That's a long time to have one set. And at the time, I was so tired of the SmackDown Fist. I still
Yeah,
knew it was awesome, and I knew when it was done that we were going to miss it and want it back. That's exactly what happened. I missed the SmackDown
yeah.
Fist so bad. We would all freak out if they brought that set back, even
Oh
just once.
God.
It'd be great, so great. The Raw's War Titantron, the stage, if they brought that back for once, that'd be, oh my
Mhm.
gosh, that would be great. Um, just, I mean, I'd rather them use just whatever arena they're at, just their own natural entrance setup, not just put this LED wall up and have that be it, where it all looks the same every week. Just, if the aisle curves, let it curve. If it's straight, let it keep it straight then. But that way there's at least a little bit of difference, and every show feels different and looks different. I think that's what we're trying to say, what we're trying to get at. I mean, the entrance stages though were dope, and we miss them.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah, and we didn't have ads, and we didn't have.
All the sponsorship everywhere.
You were engaged all show long. They went, they were talking. O'Shea Jackson was on Ariel Helwani's show. I guess it was today, and that's where I saw where he had told that to Triple H and Stephanie about all the ads. Ariel said that WrestleMania felt soulless to him this year because it was just matches and ads, matches and ads, matches and ads. They didn't go in the back and do interviews or do anything backstage at all. Any night of WrestleMania, it was just match, ad, match, ad, match, ad. And I see that. I get that. And I'm afraid because of that, as you're sending your Wendy's order, that
It's like
WrestleMania.
they don't realize I'm recording in here.
Yeah, well, that's okay. Look, we're real. We're human. We got lives. We got wives and kids. Both of us do. I mean, the reason why we didn't do this Tuesday night, which we usually do, is because it's my fault because I had to work late. So that's on me. So
That's probably what it is they forgot that. Yeah, they're like, okay.
The reason why you're watching this on Thursday night,
Yeah,
or listening to it, is because it's my bad because I had to work late Tuesday night. So I told him Monday, can we do this Wednesday night? Yeah, sure, cool. So
works out better for me in a sense anyway because I'm off on Thursdays, so it's easier for me to do the editing and posting.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we make it work no matter what.
And we could have went over NXT last night, although he didn't watch it, so we're not going to do that.
Listen,
so anyways,
I'm still recovering from surgery, and so this week back at work I've been exhausting. Like almost like wanting to fall asleep on my drive home, exhausting. So yeah, I didn't watch NXT last night. I am going to play catch up because I have seen a few little highlights here and there, and it looks like there's some exciting stuff. So we are going to put a pin in the NXT talk and get back to that because there is some cool stuff happening there. But let's get into the big one. Let's get into Roman and Fatu. Now,
you want to take a deep breath first? You want
to? Let me just say.
Okay, here we go.
I kind of mentioned it before, but I hate this feud. I hate it. And let me tell you why. I hate it because if Fatu's reasoning for wanting the championship is about his family, why would you not stick to SmackDown and go after Cody's title? That's my hole in this whole story. The only saving grace to me that they have in it is when Fatu says stuff like, oh, well, when y'all were big in the bloodline, y'all left us out, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, whatever, who cares? Like, if it's about this whole boo-hoo, my kids need better schools, my kids need this, as if you're not making good money, then why didn't you just go for Cody's title? Why are you making it a personal thing?
I think because it's his family. I think he sees it more because it's his family. That's the only thing I can think of.
Well, let me tell you what makes you
familiar. He's more familiar with Roman, obviously, because family.
I tried to make a video, a YouTube short after Backlash because I was just furious. I was so mad. But for some reason, I could not get it to upload to my software to do the editing. But here's what made me mad about it. I was glad Roman won, obviously. What made me mad, I didn't even care that Jacob attacked him after the match. I didn't care that he became unhinged after the match.
Mm-hmm.
What just infuriated me to my core was I told y'all. Bro, you told us you were going to win the championship. You didn't do it. Shut up. Like, shut your mouth. Like, what do you mean you told us? You told us you were going to take the title from Roman. You didn't. You lost. You're mad because the pad got pulled off the turnbuckle? Like, boo-hoo. Like, shut up. I don't care what you... And then he did it again on Monday night. I told y'all. Okay, first of all, the all gas, no brakes is getting old already.
You know what I mean?
Like I'm already tired of hearing it. But you better find the brake pedal soon because you're about to run into a brick wall. But the whole I told y'all. Like, dude, you lost. You lost. Like, what did you tell us? Like, it just,
I need that title.
God,
I will
what?
take everything from you.
Oh my God. It's just, to me, it's just stupid. And then, so Monday night, Roman's getting his get back and he's beating him with the chair and all this stuff. And then just out of the blue, all of a sudden, Fatu's perfectly fine and beats the crap out of Roman again. Like, why are you making your champion look weak? Like, what are we doing?
Jacob Fatu is not acknowledging his tribal chief. It was supposed to be an acknowledgement ceremony, and he did not.
And
In
that's
any way,
fine.
shape, or form acknowledge Roman Reigns.
And I'm fine with that. I don't think many people really anticipated or expected him to come out and acknowledge him.
Yeah, no.
I expected some pushback. I expected a fight. I did. But I don't expect the tribal chief, your WWE heavyweight champion, to be made to look so weak. What are we doing?
Jacob Fatu may be world heavyweight champion pretty soon.
Oh, that's
If it
stupid.
keeps up.
That's stupid. I don't
know. I'm just I don't know. He put Roman and both Usos through that barricade Monday night on Raw at the end there, and that looked pretty sick. That looked pretty dope.
That looked like it could have been pretty painful.
I will say that Jacob Fatu is going about this the wrong way. Look, we want to be in his corner. I want to cheer for him. I do want him to win the big one. I do. He's not coming off like such a good guy though here doing this, quite frankly.
So let me clarify. I've been a Fatu guy. I have been. You can go back 17 shows. I've been a Fatu guy. I've been on the Jacob Fatu bandwagon from the moment he entered WWE. But I'm going to blame it on creative. I'm going to blame this on story writing because I just feel like the way they're doing it is just wrong. Now, is Jacob Fatu at some point going to win the championship? Yes, he is going to be a heavyweight champion.
I don't know if he'll be off Roman or not, but yeah.
Right. I'm not saying from Roman. I'm saying, barring anything crazy, he is going to be a main eventer. Like
He already is.
He's destined. Yeah. I'm saying like he's destined to be champion, like PLE main eventer as champion. I think that's obvious. That's evident. But what I was saying earlier is another thing that irks me about this whole thing is once again, you've got a guy like LA Knight left out in the dark.
Yep.
Completely left. And to me, he deserves it. Now, my hope is that he comes out on SmackDown and gets his shot against Cody. Hopefully.
That'd be nice.
But you already had kind of a road to the rivalry there because, you've had the backstage segments with LA and the Usos. Like, you already had it kind of pre-written. Like, you could have just used that and went right into it. But I feel like Jacob is being force-fed down our throat, and I think what that is going to do is eventually turn the fans against him.
Yeah.
And not in the way that you want. I'm not talking heel heat. I'm talking like, this is stupid. I'm tired of this. Because all he does is say the same catchphrase. He does the same few things. Like that's what I fear is going to happen with the way they're shoving him down our throat.
I can see that. I don't necessarily disagree. Maybe LA Knight's on vacation or something. Who knows? Maybe it's stuff like that. Maybe he hasn't been on the show a couple weeks for that.
Maybe.
I would rather see. I mean, not rather. I mean, LA Knight and Cody would be a fine match. I wouldn't expect LA Knight to win, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I more want to see LA Knight get on a mic battle with Trick Williams though. Even though there's a U.S. title there, I would just for the mic battles alone, those two guys could go on the mic. That would be epic.
That would be entertaining.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be worth the price of admission right there.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, I don't disagree with what you're saying about Jacob Fatu. I see what you're saying. I see it. I get it. I don't know. We'll just have to see how everything
I
unfolds.
just feel like it was too soon. I
And
feel like it was too soon. I think he was riding momentum after the Drew thing, but but it was just all of a sudden like coming after Roman. Like
mhm,
it just felt forced, and I feel like if they're not careful, it could cost them in the long run.
I can see that. I see it.
I mean, like you remember the heat Roman had. Like it wasn't heel heat. It was like nobody liked him heat.
Yeah.
And I feel like because he was force fed down everyone's throat.
This is the guy that they're trying to force us to like and clearly
Right.
want us to like, and we as fans don't necessarily want that.
Right. And that's just kind of the same feeling I'm getting right now with Jacob Fatu. Now, there's still plenty of time for other things to happen, obviously, anything could happen. But that's just kind of the vibe I'm getting. And then and again, you've got your world heavyweight champion looking weak. You've got the Usos looking weak now. Like I don't know it's a lot of confusion to me right now. Are the Usos playing us and are they with Jacob? Like what's going on? Like because the whole thing with them seems kind of weird too. And but it's weird from a sense of I feel like creative is not thinking enough about what they're doing, like is how it comes off to me.
Yeah.
Like it feels like they're like, oh, what do we do with the Usos? Well, let's just kind of play them in the middle, and it's just weird where Jay's trying to like stop Fatu from coming out, and then Jimmy walks down the aisle to stop. Like, come on, man! Like that's to me that's lazy writing. That's lazy booking. Like that's not. I I don't know. I just feel like it makes them look bad, but not because of anything they're doing. It's the writing that looks bad.
hmm I think some things have to happen and have to unfold here for the next few weeks, maybe a couple months, and we'll see. Maybe this will all make sense at some point. More sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I hope
we'll
so.
see.
I hope
We'll
so.
see.
I hope so. I was really hoping that the Usos would get back in the tag title picture, but with the Street Profits kind of
hmm
taking over that, I'm glad to see that. Now the Street Profits and Usos have had some good matches over the years. Wouldn't
Yep.
mind, the Profits winning, and maybe we revisit that down the road. Not immediately, but down the road.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just this whole Roman Reigns Fatu thing. It's just got me kind of confused, and I'm just like I don't understand what's going on. It just isn't making any sense. It's feeling forced. You got your champ looking weak. Like I don't know because I was stoked up for a Bloodline 2.0, but like a not a hostile takeover version. Like
hmm
I mean, Roman really got me with the, I miss doing business with you. I want you guys with me, but not to serve me,
Yeah.
together. So I thought, man, we're gonna have a big come up with them. Stuff happening with Solo. Maybe he comes back in the fold at some point down the road, and all this could still happen. I don't know,
Yeah.
but it just with the way they've booked this Fatu thing, it's just really weird. It's just really weird. And maybe it's one of those things where they make Fatu look like this and then Roman ends up putting them out and
Yeah.
you know,
Maybe it'll all make sense here before too long.
yeah.
After this point, it's kind of like, okay, you know. So maybe it'll all make sense at some
Yeah.
point. Other things will happen, and
I
so on
think
and
it's
so forth.
because there's been so much so fast
Yeah.
that it's almost like a rushed
Yeah.
type deal.
I mean, we hadn't even turned our face from WrestleMania, and all of a sudden there's Jacob Fatu
Yeah.
confronting Roman, the Raw after
Yeah.
WrestleMania, and Jacob Fatu is a SmackDown superstar.
Yeah.
He just there it is, like
Yeah.
as if nothing had ever happened, as if it was expected, and it
Yeah.
sure wasn't. I have a nasty cramp in the back of my leg right now. If anybody is wondering, like, why is Billy sitting awkwardly and I keep looking down at my leg and I'm stretching my leg out to get rid of this cramp that I have right now, and it hurts. So, but I'm soldiering through it.
I know we're getting close to our hour, but I do want to I do want to talk about something else before we wrap up, because it's one of those things that'll be like, oh crap, we didn't talk about this. But
And we do that from time to time. I'll be
we
in
do
the
a
car
lot.
leaving your driveway, and I'm like, we didn't talk about Cody.
Or I'll
Or something,
literally
you
shut
know.
the computer and then we'd be like, dude, we didn't talk about this. You know,
Yeah.
it happens. But, when you're talking about a SmackDown or Raw, sometimes NXT, AAA, and then a PLE on top of that, trying to fit all that in and not be on here for hours, which, by the way, we could talk for hours and not think twice about it. I don't think our wives would like that very much.
Yeah, we're not trying to take up everybody's time. We're trying to be fittable into everybody's schedule.
The beauty is you can download it on Spotify and just listen to it as you want.
Yes.
So
Yes.
go to Spotify if you're one of those that likes to do it that way. But we were talking about Iyo Sky and how good she is in the ring. Well, let's talk about Monday night, her and Sol Ruca.
Yeah, that match
What
was
a match.
announced, and I was like, what?
What a match. Sol Ruca got her first action figure since she's been in WWE. So she's finally in the lineup here. And so, I think I talked about it last week, and I was like, it doesn't really look a lot like her. I think it's the hair for me. It's like
She had bangs at one point like
Well,
that. So I mean, they scanned her. That's the way she looked at the time they scanned her. So
I think it's just the way they've got it falling down the side. Because like in the picture, they've got it kind of pulled back. I think if they would have done it more like that, it would have fit her more. And
that's just the way she had her hair when they scanned her.
and her legs, they've got her looking a little thicker than she really is. But anyway, Sol Ruca and Iyo Sky put on a banger.
Yeah.
They put on a great one.
Well, when that match was announced, that graphic came up. It's like Iyo Sky versus Sol Ruca tonight. What?
Yeah.
Like what? Like this is a future WrestleMania match right here.
Well, and it's like, who loses?
It's like all of a sudden it's like, here you go. Here's two of the of the most favorited women wrestlers today, and here's just a random match between the two of them. I mean, it's going to be great. Here you go.
Say two of your top faces right now.
Yeah. And Iyo barely eked it out over Sol Ruca.
He did. She countered the Soul Snatcher.
Yeah. Into a crucifix pin.
Yeah.
And that was it.
But it was one of those where, because these type of matches, you've got to be careful with those, because you don't want to bury your up and comer, but you don't want Iyo to lose her momentum. So a lot of times in these matches, you see some sort of interference, which I thought Becky would interfere. I thought we would see Becky come out and cost Sol the match. But I liked that it was a clean finish. But Iyo and Sol, they still afterwards, they hugged, whatever.
Yeah.
Everything was cool.
Showed respect. It was great.
But then backstage a little bit later, Sol Ruca's back there, and I think her and Iyo were talking, and Iyo walks off, and then Becky shows up, and she's like, "You couldn't even beat Iyo Jannetty."
Called her Iyo Jannetty. Mari Jannetty's catching a lot of strays lately, man.
He is, man.
And
Becky.
And
like Becky fires them, man.
And poor Mari Jannetty. I mean, just because your tag team partner puts you face first through a barbershop window and goes on to become the greatest in-ring performer of all time, arguably.
Mr.
Man, poor Jannetty. Just like that movie Kingpin with Woody Harrelson, where he plays the guy that they say you don't want to get Munson in the middle of nowhere, because that's his last name in the movie is Munson. And it's like there's a whole term associated with your name. Like for Mari Jannetty, it's like you don't want to be the Jannetty of the team.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that for him. And Mari Jannetty's had it rough enough as it is. I mean, it's probably his own fault, but still.
But it's kind of one of those things, like, at least you're still being brought up, I guess.
Yeah.
It could be worse. You could be forgotten.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to the Becky and Sol Ruca. Like, I think when we finally get that match, that's going to be a top-notch match.
Yep.
So lots of exciting things coming up, man.
Yep.
Like, there really is. Like, this influx of call-ups has brought some new life.
Blake Monroe still yet to debut on SmackDown. We're getting more video vignettes of her.
Javon Evans beat Rusev clean.
He sure did.
Yeah.
Man, who would have thought that?
Either.
Who would have thought that? Javon Evans was, I'm trying to think, he's what, 21 now? So
I think he just turned 22.
Okay. This cramp in my leg is forcing my ability to think clearly.
Because I think he just had a birthday like a couple weeks ago, maybe.
Okay, so we'll assume he's 22
I could be
now.
wrong, but I feel like I heard that.
We'll assume he's 22 now. So then he would have been 12 when Rusev debuted on Raw.
Yeah.
So, I mean, nobody would. Who thinks a 12-year-old kid is going to beat Rusev back in that day?
Yeah.
You know, Rusev was undefeated for a year. So, yeah, that's pretty big feather in his cap.
Yeah.
For sure. And Javon is still eyeballing Penta for the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
Even though Penta is going to defend it against Ethan Page on Saturday night's main event. So
Maybe Javon comes out and
Javon and Ethan Page have a past
yeah.
in NXT. Ethan Page crushed Javon's jaw with a steel chair in NXT, and Javon was out for, a good while with his basically his mouth sewn shut or his jaw sewn shut and couldn't eat solid food.
Dang.
So yeah, it was a twisted grin in a chair. Cool. Yeah.
Man.
It was nasty. So no, it wasn't. It wasn't a twisted grin in a chair because this was on Shawn Michaels documentary, which I haven't seen the whole thing, but I did see this clip. He had the chair wrapped around his neck and he stomped on it. And Ethan was scared to do that. And Shawn walked him through it and was like, it's going to be okay. So it was a storyline injury. It wasn't real.
Right.
But still, yeah, there's a history and a beef there for sure. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad we're getting another Saturday Night's Main Event. I love Saturday Night's Main Event. Loved it back in the day. Love that they brought it back.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I think they're doing them like quarterly now. Is that? Yeah.
Yes.
So
Which they pretty much used to back in the day anyway.
and I think that's the right spacing. You know, you don't want to do it every month, every couple months. I think once every quarter, every 3 months is good.
Yes.
I always enjoy the kind of retro theme, you know, like I love when they do the block logo, the red, white, and blue ropes. Like if you're gonna do it all, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go full blown retro.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've updated it a little bit to this day and age
Yeah.
with the music and the new logos and stuff like that. It's still red, white, and blue,
Yeah.
but it's kind of updated, so to speak, with current stuff, which I like the throwback stuff. I like the old guardrails, the old blue referee shirts with the black ties.
Yeah.
That was awesome to me. The Animotion Obsession song, you know, bam, 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 like that just, oh gosh. Doesn't get any better than that. Saturday Night's Main Event wise. It's a busy month, man. We just got through Backlash. We got Saturday Night's Main Event coming up next weekend, I think.
I think it is next week.
The end of the month we've got Clash in Italy, PLE, which I'm pretty sure it's going to be Cody Rhodes defending the WWE title against Gunther. Looks like anyway.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting though that Paul Heyman told Cody on SmackDown, eventually everyone needs a wise man. Is he talking about Gunther or is he talking to Cody when he said that? It was kind of like,
I took that as one day Cody's gonna want him. Cody's gonna call on him
because he refers to him as Mr. Heyman still yet, even with everything that's gone on in recent years, and he still calls him. He won't call him Paul. He'll call him Mr. Heyman. So
let's be honest. Cody's due for a heel turn. I mean, who wouldn't like to see heel Cody? In my opinion, I mean, I'm sure there are people that don't agree with me.
You gotta have the right baby face though. If you're gonna turn QB1 heel, it's got to be somebody that is just over like Rover.
But for me, man, I mean, that's where again, stop blowing your chances with LA Knot, because there you go.
True that. Yeah.
So I don't know, WWE, man. Can we get in a meeting? Like, can we sit in these creative meetings? Like, I want to sit in those. I want to throw some ideas out there. You know, can I give my 2 cents on what you should do? Like, I have no, experience in the field at all,
and none of us do that gripe and sit here and armchair quarterback it all. You know.
But you know what? Sometimes I think that stuff works against you anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think sometimes you just need the fans' perspective.
Yep.
Like, I think every now and then hearing from people who don't know all the ins and outs and taking those ideas, sometimes those are the better ideas. But I would give anything to sit in on those, even if I couldn't chime in, just to sit in on them, man. Like, that would be so much
fun. If I could just shoot one idea, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Can we change the entrance stage? That's pretty much what I would. That's what I would pitch so hard. If I couldn't pitch anything literally creative wise for the superstars or storylines themselves.
Yeah.
So
And then I would say, come back to Arkansas, please.
Please,
Can
my
y'all please
gosh.
bring an event? Like at this point, I don't even care if it's a house show. Just bring something.
Let's bring that up because they
Jeez.
announced more live events this whole summer tour and some into the fall, I believe, too. None of it's Little Rock, Arkansas.
No, I think Dallas was the closest thing that I saw.
I mean, they just had a SmackDown in Tulsa like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so
Um,
we just keep getting left out in the cold.
man, oh gosh, we may not ever get him back here.
I've seriously wondered, man. Like, especially with now how they're integrating more overseas stuff. I feel like the smaller venues like Arkansas are going to get left out.
Maybe Little Rock's going to have to just make a name for itself and just like completely change its the way it is and its impression and its stance in the world for, to re-attract WWE to come back here or something like that. I mean, maybe there's going to have to.
They're going to do something, man, because it's been years, and
Literally.
I looked forward every year to whichever one it was going to. I didn't even care if it was Raw or SmackDown. I just, and every now and then we'd get lucky and we'd get like a house show and a SmackDown or a Raw, like on some one-off years. But
I mean, this was my childhood. They did not come here when I was a kid. They did not. The first live event that they had that I can remember anyway, December of '97. So this is like 2 weeks before Christmas, December of '97. It was on a Monday night. It was not a Monday Night Raw. Raw was taped that night. This was a live event on a Monday night at the old Barton Coliseum, and that's in a rough part of Little Rock if you've ever been there. It's rough, but nonetheless, there they were. I was not allowed to go. Being a fan all these years, I couldn't go because one, it was a Monday night, school night. That shouldn't have mattered because I went anyway later on, but just because it was in a bad part of town and my mom didn't want to go there. I couldn't drive yet. So I mean, it was just like I just had to be left out because this is the one time if they've been here this whole time ever, and I can't go because it's in a bad part of town. They wind up having the riot there. You can Google it. There's stories about it. I mean, there's pictures of it. Triple H even told the story about it when he was on Steph's podcast the week of WrestleMania, talking about how they were in Little Rock, Arkansas, and someone threw a battery and swallowed his eye shut. And he was like, "What was that?" Like, and they couldn't go back there for a while. They didn't go back until they built the new arena. And when they built the new arena, that was the first time I ever got to see this company live for the first time. I was a senior in high school. I'll never forget it as long as I live. It was a Wednesday night live event. The Rock and the Big Boss Man were the main event in an Arkansas street fight.
Oh, that's cool, man.
And it was cool. I remember every match, just about everything from that night. I really, really do. I'll never forget it as long as I live. That to me was like I had finally made it, vindicated my fandom. Just finally getting to go to a live event like here, finally. Like I'm a senior in high school, waited my whole life for this. Now fast forward, and they came back, once a year or so for a number of years after that. They had a SmackDown later that year, December, and a freaking ice storm hit on the way out the door that night. We still sold the place out with people outside. This is still in the Attitude Era. Stone Cold and The Rock teamed up against William Regal and Kurt Angle in the main event. It's very great. Stone Cold's truck sitting out back, the black truck with the Stone Cold logo on it. Oh, that was such a great sight. And I can name off. There have been numerous SmackDowns, and they actually had a Raw and SmackDown Super Show. They had those. Used to have those about 20 years ago, where they would tape SmackDown and have Raw on the same night. They had one of those in Little Rock, and I was second row ringside for that.
They used to do ECW too.
And ECW, yeah, I was there for those.
I went to one of those.
I remember standing in the aisleway of the ECW aisleway.
Yeah.
Of like I could just walk up and touch that thing right now.
I've got a
that entrance set up
somewhere in one of my old hard drives. I've got a picture where the Shield came down right beside me.
Yeah.
And that was awesome.
I've had Roman come down right beside me. Fastlane in Memphis. I was there.
Yeah.
When he fought Daniel Bryan for the #1 contendership, he came right beside me. Where I was sitting, I looked up and I was like, this is where Roman Reigns is going to come down right here, because he still came through the crowd.
Yeah.
And sure enough, came down right there, fist bumped me on the way down.
Yeah.
So that was cool. But yeah, I mean, we had them consistently for so long between Raws, SmackDowns. We only had one PLE, No Mercy, 2002. arguably one of the worst, if not the worst storylines in the history of wrestling. The freaking Katie Vick bullcrap. Gosh. They unified the world title and the Intercontinental title that night. So the Intercontinental title went away that night. It got brought back the next year, but it went away that night. And they crowned the first ever WWE Tag Team Champions that night as well. Like new SmackDown Tag Team titles, they were crowned that night, the finals of that tournament. Gosh, Brock Lesnar, Undertaker inside Hell in a Cell for that WWE title in Brock's rookie year. Like, gosh, I might watch that Hell in a Cell match. It's very underrated. It is bloody and brutal, and I still hear Paul Heyman's screams to this day, man. I was there in the arena live, like, Brock! Like, gosh, man. So it was a great PLE for what it was at the time, and at the time, Hogan was out injured. The NWO had been disbanded. The Katie Vick storyline, which was rotten, was there for Triple H and Kane. They did away with the Intercontinental title, so there was some good and bad with it.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, history was made.
So basically, WWE, just stop leaving us in the cold, man. We need some events back, man. Like,
There are some lifelong fans here like me and him that I'll speak for myself. This defines me. This is who I am on this planet. Like, if I didn't have this, I don't know who I am or what I'm doing. Like, I just don't have any other interest in anything. I really don't. So, like, come back. Come on. Like,
we want
seriously.
to watch it live too, man. Like,
Seriously.
we want to watch it live too. So, but man, like we said a while ago, man, there's a lot of stuff going on. It's going to be a busy next 4 to 6 weeks, man. There's going to be a whole lot going on. Got SmackDown this week. Hopefully, we'll start getting some answers between SmackDown and Raw on some of these big lingering questions that we got out there. Looking forward to trying to piece it together a little bit more next week, man.
Yeah, my cramp left, thank goodness. Gosh, that was tough.
And again, we appreciate you guys tuning in. We're on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and then Spotify. Like I said, on Spotify, you can actually just download it and then listen to it whenever you got time, or bits and pieces here and there. So, but wherever you can find us, man, we appreciate you listening. I'm Rusty. This is Billy. We'll see y'all next week.
4 letters, 1 word. Stop. That's not